There's an NFT tug of war going on right now. It is between Solana and Polygon. We're going to dive into all that because it's a big one. I think this is going to lay out maybe the future of where NFTs are going. My name is Paul Varon. Welcome back into Metaverse Insider. Let's get into it. Before we do get started, I want to thank our sponsor today. That, of course, is Gala Games. Jump over there and check them out. If you're looking at Web3 blockchain gaming at the next level, and you also want to get into the concept of entertainment in Web3, you've got Gala Music, you've got Gala Film, and then, of course, Gala Games. Check out what they're doing over there. Jump over to their website, which is just gala.games.com. Use our link below. It does help us out. And love to get your feedback on what you think of blockchain gaming in general. Make sure and leave some comments. All right, let's get into it today. And the big topic, of course, is Polygon Magic Eden. And this news came out a couple of days ago. We're here past Thanksgiving now, and it's a fabulous day. Hopefully, you guys are out there on Black Friday killing out, adding to the economy. Well, if you want to add to the NFT economy, guess what? Now you can do it on Magic Eden in both Polygon and other ways. So here you've got Polygon's tweet. Let me kind of zoom in on that a little bit for you. Do you believe in magic? Yeah. So they're jumping over to Magic Eden. My question is this: do you think this is enough of a stroke of potential market competition that this starts to put a lot more pressure on Solana? Because remember, Solana and Magic Eden, pretty much the kind of lockstep between NFTs, and why this matters. Is this going to be something that Magic Eden and Matic now have something pretty special here? If you look at what Magic Eden was showing on their website, going to multi-chain with Polygon, they've got this on their featured blog. So that in a way, I think, is also kind of gives more credence to this whole connection. And more importantly, does it put Magic Eden in a position where they've simply said, hey, listen, we understand this, the woes within the Solana chain, and we're ready to jump in and really go full steam ahead on Polygon. So this was a little bit from their blog post this week. We're excited to announce the matchup. And I like the fact that they really are looking from a visionary standpoint, but they're not necessarily throwing Solana under the bus, because they talk about it, right here, NFT platform that won heart and minds of Solana. Crazy year, proud to ability to move forward, and now they're going kind of to this next level. And I think this is a good move. Why Polygon was another thing. They believe, obviously different chains, different audiences. I would kind of agree to a certain extent, but also would disagree, because I feel like Polygon is really become the NFT chain when it comes to overall use cases and what this might be going to be doing for the future of NFTs in general. Here was a story on Magic Eden eyeing gaming brand NFTs with planned Polygon support. This, I think, is the bigger play. And you look at Polygon, and you've heard me say this before. As you guys know, it's my number 2 position now behind Bitcoin. And I look at what Polygon has done from the brand positioning side of things, as well as biz dev. You've heard me talk about this many times, is they must have, I still think they have the best business development team maybe on the planet, but their ability to build a Web3 iconic brand inside of what they've done around really a blockchain is, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. In the article, it says that, obviously Magic Eden was going to add support, a little bit about what they're doing, the overall ecosystem itself. I think that very quickly Polygon gets into a heated death match with Solana in being able to take over the populace of what's going to be happening in the NFT space. So it's I think the gauntlet is down right here. So big deal, big deal. Notice what he says right here: growing adoption by major Web2 brands and the potential for large-scale Web3 gaming via the platform. That, to me, again, goes back to the point I was talking about, is that being able to align with Polygon starts to shift you into this new layer of potential around what Polygon has been able to do from biz dev side. So very cool stuff for sure. Now you got Solana. NFT prices are somewhat defying crypto's winter. Obviously, we know Solana has been under the gun. But again, this right here, they had a little bit of a spike in the NFT floor price, which continued to spike in the last 30 days. That in itself, I think that plays a little bit in the face of what's been happening in crypto in general around the FTX drama, but I think it also showcases the strength of NFTs. And this is something I've talked about many times here on this show. And of course, we obviously are a big proponent of NFTs and Meta and Web3. But the fact that we're seeing this kind of resiliency, I think, only showcases that NFTs are going to be here for a long time. And I think many companies are looking at this as a time in which they say, this is the time for us to seize the opportunity because it's going to be one, lowest cost to be able to get this done, developer costs, the ability from platforms, the partnership deals are probably less expensive. All those kind of things play into this. Here was just a quick chart here, NFT buyers, Ethereum and Solana. And you can kind of see, I mean, this is very significant. And you've got obviously, Cardano. I don't know. Cardano is one of those that I just, even though there is some activity out there, it's not in the wheelhouse of where I think NFTs will be in the future. Hey, prove me wrong, Cardano Nation. I know you guys are out there listening into this right now. I would love to see more chains really accelerate. But what are you going to be able to do to outpace what Polygon has done? Just give me that for a minute. Give me that for a minute. Here's Metaplex talking about Solana's NFT protocol undergoing a company-wide layoff. This is another problem, where we start to see a lot of the circular, kind of the Venn diagram of Solana and all the affected components of that chain, as well as developers and other things that could cause a little bit of pressure. And I think really has put some pressure on Solana as a whole. So they say basically the ecosystem continues to take the hardest hits following the implosion. And you can kind of see, I mean, they had 62% of its value lost. Obviously, we saw the $10 price. We've seen a lot happening in the developers now that are starting to maybe pack their bags and move on, according to this article and according to the Dev Watch as well. So it's not just like some people are saying this. This is something that's happening. TVM, you can kind of see it starting to really kind of move down here. And I think in general, the really bigger question here is not what is going to continue to hurt Solana, but what is going to turn it around? What is it that you see out there in the space? Because think about the gaming sector, think about what's happening on Magic Eden, look at the overall suppression of NFTs in general, then align that with what's happening from the FTX drama and just the liquidity issue that faces the entire marketplace. Does Solana have any lifelines left in the market to be able to pull out of this? I'd love to get your feedback on where you guys think this is going. It would be a pretty amazing thing. Here's the dev list right here. This tweet right here showcases, let me zoom up on that for you guys a little bit. So the weekly commits in free fall. And for those of you new to this, a commit is kind of like on GitHub where developers are basically saying, yeah, I'm going to do that project or I'm going to do that portion of the project. And when you see this kind of thing occurring around any kind of development ecosystem, this is not good, all right? This is not good, and it creates a problem when you look at the sub-ecosystems and you look at the Solana core ecosystems kind of falling off. So again, this also gets into this situation, which is really related to all of the VC exit liquidity products getting flushed from the ecosystem. This was another thing that I think you've heard me talk about many times with Solana, highly vested from the VC community. Many of the big players in Silicon Valley, David Sachs, Chamath Palihapitiya, a lot of those guys have played into the strength of where Solana is going. And it's getting torched. And I think this is causing not only that kind of pressure, but the pressure within Silicon Valley that moves into the dev ecosystem and who's got the hot project. Think about that. Because devs want to work for the hottest project going. They want to work for the fastest blockchain in the essence of growth. And they want to look for projects that have vision and have a potential lifeline to help that vision come to fruit. So a lot of that, I think, is playing into this. Here's the comparison blockchains. This is by weekly sales volume. Look at the list of this, guys. Polygon, popping in some sales volume there right now. Ethereum, killing it, of course. And Solana starting to be an interesting position on the 7-day at minus 22%. You got Immutable in there, minus. You've got Flow coming in. Again, we know there's some things happening on Flow. We'll get into that, of why that's happening. Cardano at minus 23 and all that. So I think in general, not a bad position for where Polygon is going, especially now that we're starting to see them move into some other aspects of, the marketplaces. Natural adoption versus market hype. This is partnerships to date, um, and these are in my opinion, these are great, but this is, trust me, this is going to be a drop in the bucket. DraftKings, Stripe, so on, Starbucks and Disney, of course, are the big ones. Adidas, NFL is going to be huge, and I think Meta will be big if we can get straight with what Meta is doing. And then Nike, watch our video, watch my Polygon video on Nike. We did it a couple weeks ago. It is absolutely a show stealer for where the potential of metaverse is going, maybe for branded metaverse, especially with what Nike and Artifact is doing, and tied into none other than Matic. Metaverse firm implements NFTs into its first Minecraft and GTA. Now, this is the point that I want to make, is there's still a lot of pushback, and I'll zoom in on this. Despite the Minecraft creator, Bone Jang, they're very against NFTs and the whole aspect, but this is Web 2 in general that has been against the NFT ecosystem for quite some time. And they're continuing to put some pressure on third-party servers, other people that are trying to implement NFTs. The big thing that I think this starts to play into the marketplace is that we're going to probably see some creativity from a lot of these, a lot of these creators in the space. You look at Lil Durk, he's doing his own NFT. Again, this is a GTA collab, and again, he's trying to expand portfolio, also tying this into what's happening, with Grand Theft, and the fact that Web 2 is still struggling in the sense of being able to embrace and accept what's happening in the NFT space, especially in the gaming sector, for sure. And it kind of talks about it right here. There's a lot of non-believers when it comes to metaverse. It's proven to be the future. He's talking about it. And I think this will be a big factor here, is that the creators will in most likely start to drag through the Web 2 holdouts. And because I think creators are they're well respected, but more importantly, as creators start to migrate to Web 3, Web 2 has to come along with it. It's just a natural evolution of technology. So I'm not necessarily that worried about it. Here is, this was just talking about Rockstar updating their GTA rules, their RP rules. And then this again was back after the situation with Dirk. So you look at what they're trying to do here, literally trying to restructure EULAs and licensing agreements, all that because of what's happening in this such a creative zone right now that we're dealing with in NFTs. Further into stories right here, you had Grand Theft Auto. This, of course, was the Rockstar Games now banning NFTs to third-party servers. This is kind of the point they're getting at right here, is the whole aspect of these third-party servers. But again, at the same time, you look further into the article, that was kind of interesting. They're the latest one to go into the gaming company to ban NFTs. But at the same time, what they say right here, U.S. gaming execs have taken a much more skeptical approach and have raised concerns in the NFT could be exploitative. So my question on this will be one thing, and that is the scenario of when this proves out from a branding aspect, especially from a Web 2 that jumps into Web 3, and they're using something like a Matic or others, and they truly hit it in some sort of third-party delivery system. Maybe it's gaming, or we see something within the metaverse on Disney or even on Meta. I think that's when the eyes will get opened up and we'll start to see a lot of this. Further into it was, this is the Rockstar parent, Take-Two, still has confidence in the future of NFT gaming. So we still have that little bit of tug of war match going on even within Web 2 and gaming in general, that still presents it in the case that there is a track for Web 2 to leap this way. But I think this deal with Magic Eden, Matic, and then all these partnerships with Matic that they've been able to pull together, I think this is really spells a lot of success for where the future of NFTs are going. The rise of mobile gaming, this of course shared a lot in common with crypto gaming, if you think about it. But mobile gaming is going to be the future of NFTs. And if you look at this chart, I want to jump over here because there's a really good chart right here just to show you. That's, let me zoom up on that just a little bit there. All right, worldwide consumer spending on games by major device group. You can kind of see it right there. Mobile gaming from 2014 literally a skyrocket ship to the top at 136 billion. Everything else starting to slip. Home consoles slipping a little. Handheld consoles flat. And then even PC and Mac gaming still, though, growing a little bit flat. Mobile is the future, and the connectivity to what's going to happen in the not only the blockchain space, but obviously with NFTs, huge for all of this as we see this market really start to play out. Again, back to what I've said many times, Web 2, transition of major brands into Web 3 with utility. There it is. You've got the magic that you're going to need to put this whole NFT market into mainstream. And I think that's going to be coming in a very short time. All right. You guys are tuned in over on the podcast things right now. Great for you guys over there, but you're missing out the graphics. A lot of sometimes when we'll do analysis charts, you need to kind of experience the whole thing. Do that here on the YouTube channel. When you get here, the first thing I want you guys to do, and before you guys take off today, is hit the like button right now. I know you're going into weekend. It's going to be fun. But if you hit the like button, you're going to help others start to experience the magical shift that is occurring in Meta, Web3, NFTs, gaming. We're in the beginning of all this. If you guys want to reach me, it's out there on Twitter at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on Metaverse Insider.